What is up guys, this is Luke Hill for Kit Guru, and in this review we're going to take a look at a set of Thermaltake Toughram RGB DDR4 memory in the new Racing Green colour form. We've previously looked at Toughram RGB in a variety of capacities and speeds, but this time we'll be examining the performance on our Intel Core i9-12900K based test system. The key point with this kit of Toughram RGB is the new Racing Green colour scheme. I'm not quite sure what the British Racing Green colour scheme has to do with Thermaltake DDR4 memory, but yeah, let's move on from that one. I guess maybe for nostalgia purposes or just for something unique and different, this could appeal to quite a few different people, so yeah, we'll give it that. Perhaps you've got an NVIDIA themed build and this green colour scheme will suit you down to a T, or maybe you're building a racing simulator and British Racing Green is just a simple must-have. I don't know, but anyway, let's get into it. Before we do that though, if you like what we do here at Kit Guru, make sure you give us a like and subscribe. You can support the YouTube channel by becoming a member, check us out on Patreon, buy a cool t-shirt if you want one of those, and make sure to check out the Kit Guru website, that really helps us out. Let's get back into it. In terms of specs for the Thermaltake Toughram RGB Racing Green DDR4 kit, we're looking at 3600 MHz frequency with 18, 19, 19, 39 time-ins. This runs with XMP at 1.35 volts and it's a 2x8GB set, so clearly using single rank DDR4 DIMMs. Looking at Typhoon Burner, we see that Hynix CJR ICs are used, and these are generally well respected for their frequency capability and general performance output. Thermaltake also includes an on-semi based thermal sensor on the modules, which I personally like to see. UK availability looks to be very limited at the moment, which is absolutely no surprise for PC components in the world of 2021. We can see a listing for about £137 on Amazon UK, and that's an import from Amazon US, and this does tie in with the roughly $149.99 price in the US. Those price points are very expensive for a 16GB kit of 3600 MHz C18 DDR4 memory, even if it does offer fancy RGB lighting and a heat spreader design. By comparison, the likes of Crucial, Clev or Patriot have 4GHz plus 16GB RGB kits for somewhere between £105 to £120 after just a quick search on Amazon UK. In fact, Corsair's Vengeance RGB Pro SL 3600 C18 32GB kit is around £136 currently, so double the capacity versus Thermaltake with roughly similar specs. In terms of styling, Thermaltake is using the company's long-term Toughram RGB design for the glossy Racing Green coated module. This means we get a 1.8mm thick aluminium heat spreader in the chosen colour scheme, and then two strips of almost mirror finish silver aluminium segregate the larger heat spreader. Module height is around about 49mm, so do be aware of CPU cooler interference because this is pretty likely. On top of the module's heat spreader is the RGB lighting bar, which is clearly segregated because of the design of the heatsink. The plastic piece handles diffusion of the module's 5 RGB LED zones. I'll let you form your own opinion on what Thermaltake calls stunning RGB lighting. What I personally see is not stunning, but is instead limited peak brightness and poor transitions between the 5 RGB zones. Objectively speaking, compared to cheaper Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro SL, Thermaltake's Toughram RGB granularity, smoothness and brightness are not as good. I would make the same comparison with another competitor kit such as the Cleb Crass XR RGB. Thermaltake's RGB configuration is more comparable to a far cheaper budget set such as the PNY XLR8 Gaming Epic X RGB, and that's absolutely fine, but not at a significant price premium versus budget kits like the PNY one. But of course, if you disagree with what I've said here, do let us know in the comment section down below. I'll be really keen to hear your opinions. Controllabilities for the RGB LED lighting system through Thermaltake's Toughram software are reasonably good. You get a host of options, you get useful information, and the interface is generally straightforward to navigate. I like the ability to give temperature-based warnings in color settings. That's a really cool, useful feature in my opinion. TTRGB Plus can also be used to sync with other Thermaltake components if you have them, such as an all-in-one liquid cooler. Though I had no luck running just the RAM through this software alongside the Thermaltake Toughram software, there seemed to be some form of interference that caused the lighting to go haywire, and I don't really think you should be seeing this on two pieces of software from the same vendor. Anyway, that's enough of an overview. Let's jump into testing. We're testing the DDR4 memory kit on our Core i9-12900K based test system. This is using the new Intel Alder Lake flagship at its stock frequency, and we've got an Asus TUF Gaming Z690 plus D4 motherboard. The Gigabyte RTX 3080 Eagle C graphics card is used, and of course we've got a Seasonic 1kW power supply WD Black SSD. Given that Windows Update did its thing, of course, and messed with our data and the numbers from some of our previous memory reviews, we've done a batch of new testing specifically for this review, so we've handpicked a few comparable and reasonable kits as comparison data points. For price comparison, we have a set of Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro SL 2x16GB single rank 3600MHz C18. This kit is a little over £135 in the UK currently, so it is a direct competitor to the Thermaltake set being reviewed today, despite being double the capacity. For budget memory comparison, we have a set of PNY XLR8 Gaming Epic X RGB memory. This is 2x8GB single rank at 3200MHz C16. The cost is around £85 in the UK currently, so it's significantly cheaper than the Thermaltake kit on review today, but the capacity is the same, the speed is lower, and the timings are tighter. So that will be an interesting comparison point. As always, if you want more details on the test system and the hardware and the procedures that we use, head on over to the main Kikaroo website where you can see all that in written form. Let's check out the performance numbers. Performance-wise, it comes as a little surprise to see the Thermaltake kit topping our comparison chart given its tighter secondary timings versus Corsair's single-rank 3600 C18 competitor. In general, the 3600MHz 18, 19, 19, 39 kit from Thermaltake is marginally quicker than Corsair's 18, 22, 22, 42 set, while the 3200MHz 16, 18, 18, 38 kit from PNY is comfortably beaten in the notable scenarios. Of course, there is the fact that the PNY kit is around £50 to £60 cheaper in the UK versus Thermaltake's offering, and Corsair's equivalently priced set offers double the actual RAM capacity for instances when you need it. These two factors do not show up in our performance charts, so the numbers might be slightly misleading in that case. If you want details on overclocking and how much we managed to push the memory with our quick and dirty testing, then head on over to the written Kikaroo webpage where you can see details there. I think it's clear that Thermaltake's goal with the Toughram RGB Racing Green memory kit is to create a uniquely styled module with an unusual colour scheme that will appeal to some users who just like the quirkiness and the difference for these modules. And in that sense, we actually have to give Thermaltake credit for making the bold move and the somewhat ambitious move of releasing such a distinctive kit. It's not the norm, it's not white, it's not black, it's not grey, it's something different, so yeah, credit there. The heat spread design is solid, and the quality and smoothness of the racing green coating on the aluminium sheet is impressive. There are some issues though. In the past year or so, competing vendors such as Corsair, Clev, Kingston have all been working hard to improve their RGB lighting systems on their budget and mid-range and even some of the high-end kits, but that's not really relevant here. We feel like Thermaltake has been left behind, and it's disappointing to see the Toughram RGB system still offering the same design as that used back in 2019, even on premium priced modules like these. And the real issue there is that we still get limited peak brightness and poor transitions between the 5 RGB lighting zones. So the clarity and the smoothness of the actual RGB lighting on the diffuser is not particularly great, particularly not in the 2021 market for memory. Of course, you may have a different opinion on the quality of Thermaltake's RGB lighting, so I would be keen to hear your opinions and comments in the comment section down below, because of course this is very much down to individual preference. However, as far as I'm concerned, this lighting system is now subpar for a mid-range and premium priced kit in late 2021. We will give Thermaltake credit for the Toughram software though. I quite like the standalone tool from a usability perspective, and the color control and smart warnings from a temperature perspective are also good features to have included. Performance from the kit is as reasonable as we would expect from a 3600 C18 memory set. We're getting basically what we would expect. No surprises there, because many of the companies are using the same ICs underneath. Availability is currently limited, and that's absolutely no surprise in late 2021. It's just the market and the world we live in today. Pricing does seem to be around about £135 UK at the moment, or about $150 US, and this is certainly on the steep premium side when we're looking at a 16GB set of 3600MHz C18 DDR4 memory. By comparison, you can get 4GHz plus kits with RGB from quality competing manufacturers for the kind of £105 to £120 range in the UK. And actually the Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro SL set of memory, which is not one of the best 3600MHz memory kits on the market, but it is in 32GB form, that costs about £137 currently. So you can get roughly the same specs as this Thermaltake memory from a quality vendor with a quality lighting system such as Corsair and the Vengeance RGB Pro SL, and it's about the same price for double the capacity. That really does make the Thermaltake kit a tough ask at about $135. Of course, if it does come to market cheaper, then the dynamics and the proposition does change slightly. If we sign out then, I think Thermaltake has created a distinctively unique set of memory that will certainly have a color scheme that appeals to many users, and that's pretty cool in all fairness. Credit to them for being bold. But in reality, the RGB lighting system is subpar for the late 2021 market, and we feel like Thermaltake really does need to invest in a superior solution for some of these premium priced modules. I've been Luke Hill for Kickaroo. Thank you for watching our video review of the Thermaltake Toughram RGB in racing green form. Let us know what you think in the comment section down below. Is this just what you were looking for, a unique set of memory with a niche colour scheme? Or are you not too impressed by the RGB lighting diffuser bar? Let us know what you think. If you like this video, give us a like and subscribe. Help us out by supporting the Kickaroo YouTube channel. Check us out on Patreon. Buy a cool t-shirt from us on our merch store. Interact with us on Discord. Check out the written review on the Kickaroo website, and I will see you next time.